Hey, welcome to another video on finding buyers using county records. In this demo, I'm speaking with Yasmin, who is part of the Sub2 community, and how I incorporate some of my business strategies into a current path of business. I'll go into full details and my reason why finding buyers through county records puts you 100% control of your dispositions, and how this is the new way of finding buyers is a game changer. And if you like what you see and would like to connect and find out how I can help you find buyers in your local county or state, follow the links in the description below this video, and I'll see you at the next meeting. Let's get started. All right, cool. So I'm gonna take you into like what I'm doing. Let me share my screen real quick. So I've already pulled like 252 properties for the month of August already, because I'm realizing that from the things that I'm working on and the things that I want to do, the time frame of the sequences that we put together, it's just that a 30-day window is not good enough. So us looking for those auctions that are 30 days scheduled out is just not enough time, because we're going to lose at least 1 week in between where some people are not communicating with us, some people are not replying to us, and that's like costing us the time, right?
Okay.
So what I'm starting to do is I'm reformatting it to where we're doing 60, 90 days or more of a scheduled auction, because then that gives us a window period of 3 weeks to reach them, right? No pressure, no rush. They could take their time. I know they get busy. Then they respond to us. Then we get to doing the contract signing. Then we usually just like go into inspection mode, and then we'll find the buyer, and then we'll get all our contracts signed, and then it's title after that. And then we'll be able to get that third party approval from the lender that we can make that payment, pay it off in full, whatever be the case. But what I've been doing is I've already compiled a list here, right? So this is my list. This is the original list. So normally what you would go through is each county has their own little like foreclosure auction list that you can go to. Some of them are like, you got to request it as a list. Sometimes they're PDFs you could just download, or you can open it up and it just becomes like a general list that you can look at. And then you could just usually copy and paste it into Google Sheets. So let me pull up my Gmail real quick and show you. We have like a master link that we work with that we usually can just go click into anything within the 50 states and see if they have any pending auctions coming up. And we'll usually draw it from that list. But I'm also customizing the system too, where like if you're in a particular market and it's a brand new market for us, then we could just simply find out what those links are and then make sure you're grabbing, and then we'll be able to still pull the list that way for you if you feel comfortable doing it like that.
Okay.
Let me get this link open real quick, and then I'll reshare my screen.
Now, when it goes in auction, right? I mean, you said you're still able to buy it at that time, but what is the point of reaching out? I guess I'm asking beforehand. If you're gonna just, I mean,
well, the idea is like, yeah, like I mean, yeah. Idea is to buy it before it hit auction, because they still have that opportunity to even list it on the MLS if they wanted to, because that's their rights as a homeowner. Like they could still sell it, somebody could still come in and buy it from them, somebody could still fix it up and flip it. Like they still have all these other options, but if like none of those options work for them, guess what? It's still gonna sell at the auction regardless. So us just coming in is we're just looking at the opportunity, because now it's like a highly motivated seller that needs a solution. So that's what's working for us, right? Because if you do like traditional wholesaling and you're just looking for like leads on the MLS, like for sale by owner, they want retail prices, right? And 9 times out of 10, it's because like they're behind in like debt, there's no equity. They need to sell the property to pay off their mortgage. They want to like reinvest into another property, you need the extra funds, right? Like it could be a bunch of stuff. So
I get it.
Our way is like, we want to find those people that are like highly motivated already. Like we don't have to discover that. We don't have to go through like the 4 pillars of motivation with them. We could skip that because they're in debt and the numbers are already there. Like I mentioned to you before, like the numbers are already there. So this is like the big master link that we use. Can you see my screen? It's been a little slow today.
No, it's a little bit blurred, but I can see it for the most part.
You should see it now. All right, cool. So yeah, so this is like our master link. That's like every state: Texas, New Jersey, Florida, Delaware, Minnesota, whatever. So I'm going into like my county, which is Philadelphia County, and then I could usually just like pull up like an auction list, and I could separate this by like sales date. So I could go into the sales date category and I could pick all the way up to August 19, August 25th, 28th, then it goes to September. Some of these are going as far as 6/17, 2028. You know, like it's crazy. But yeah. So I
Yes.
could usually just go in here and just like click on a date and then hit search. And then I instantly have like a list of stuff to work on already. So like the leads are already provided for you. That's why I'm helping people find that by going to their counties. So like if you just go to your county, look up the date that's like gonna work for you, you could just copy and paste this if there's not an option to download the list, and I'll usually just put it into Google Sheets. So what I did here
Okay.
was I'm gonna share this tab. So now what I did was I just copy and paste that whole thing into here. And like this is gonna be like my original sheet where I have all my addresses, who's the defendant, what's their case number, and then if I want to view on like details and see the debt amount and all that stuff, I just can click on the link here. And then what I started doing is now I'm going to separate it by my seller list. Yeah. So like I'm going to separate it by my seller's list versus my buyer's list now. But the way I'm looking for my buyers first, right? Because we do what's called reverse wholesaling. So when we do reverse wholesaling, it's like let's find the buyer first. Let's see what they're interested in: 2 beds, 1 bath, whatever their criteria is, right? We also look for that, but we also look for what's the percentage of ARV that you buy at? What's your max rehab if you're fixing and flipping? What's your max cash flow you're looking for if you're renting, if you're buying and holding, stuff like that, right? And once we get their criteria, right, we have them figured out. You see this debt amount here? This debt amount basically becomes our purchase price.
Wow. Okay.
So now you instantly have your numbers. Like you don't have to get on the phone and be like, hey, what's your asking price? And like go back and forth because nobody wants to say the number, right? Like you just exhausting your options. Like, okay, well, like if I give you a low ball number, you're not going to like it anyway, right? So to skip all of that stuff, guess what? The numbers are already there. Saves you a lot of conversation time. Everybody knows who's suffering, who's not, just by the numbers, right? And we can see how we help them. But let's say, for example, like that purchase price is like 95, right? Cool. All right. We already know. So now what I'm doing is I'm copying and pasting this address, and I could literally just go into here. And then I could literally just like copy and paste and put it in here.
Oh, wow.
Let's say I'm looking at 60. Yeah. Like, see, I'm looking at 6714 North 15th Street. And then I could select the radius of the parcels around that property to show me like who's like buying these properties, what's their owner's name, when's the last time they bought it, how much they purchased it for. So I'll get all of this stuff and I can even download this as a CSV straight from the county records.
Wow. That's crazy.
So once it populates, then I could just go in here and look. So now I want to look at, I'm going to scroll through this list and see if I see any LLCs. If I see any LLCs in here that I could work with, let me look by date of last sale, clean up the list, bring it up to 2025, 2026. I try not to go back no further than like 12 months. Just because some of them are probably active and just haven't had any deals, but I'm gonna go back as far as a year to try to look for the LLCs, because some of these will go as far back as 1968 if you keep scrolling. So I'm not trying to go that far back. Wow. But yeah, you see right here, there's an LLC mentioned here, right? Like this is Rahman LLC, right? So then what I normally do is, now that I found the LLC, I'll just keep building the list. Like I'll put another address in. I'll see how many LLCs I get from that one address, and then I'll start categorizing it and then putting it into like my little buyer section over here, where now share this tab. Now this is just from the first 25 leads that I got. Like these are all the LLCs I have now just from doing that over and over and over, right? But now I'm up to, I think I got like 300 out of those 25 addresses that I've done already. But I have a list of like 250 leads that I got to work on. So that's what I'm doing this week. Like I'm just going in, putting in the address, and I'm pulling all the LLCs that come from that one address, and then I'm just adding it to the list. Then the next thing I'm going to do to vet this out is, you know how you could go to like the state registered and you could look up LLCs?
Okay, yeah.
So I'm taking these LLCs and I'm typing it into the state register to see if they're a legit LLC, to see if they're really registered with the state as a buyer, as an investor, as a fix and flipper, as whatever. And if they are, then I leave them on the list. If they're not, then I just take them off the list. And then after a while, I'll just have a straight list of legit LLC registered businesses. And that's what I want to work with. right? And then I could go back and see
Okay.
the
Now, how do
property
you?
addresses that are associated to them and skip trace them. I skip trace them by
Okay.
the address that's attached to their registered agent or the address that's attached to the last property that they bought. And then I could find their contact info that way. And then I'll scrub the data,
Gotcha.
like their emails, their phone numbers, and then I'll start doing my campaigns and reaching out to them. And then whoever replies, then I'll start nurturing them. Like, hey, what's your buy box? Are you still active? Are you looking for deals? I see you purchased this deal, and like December 2025. Are you still looking for these kind of deals? Are you still willing to spend $70,000, whatever or more? Let me know. And if they reply and get back to me with a buy box, then now I move them into verified and vetted list, and now I have those buyers for that market.
That is so smart. That is a good way to do that.
Yeah. Really simple process. So each county is going to be a little different because each link doesn't have the features that sometimes like Philadelphia has. Like you see how easy it is. Like you could download the buyers list, you could download the parcels around it. It's super easy, right? But some states you have to go a couple extra steps, like Chicago and like Virginia, or like you got to go by what's called a joiner list, or like click on a joiner radius instead of select radius. And they have like different buttons you got to use in order to get the same feature.
I wonder if that's the same for
Yeah.
the state of Wisconsin. It is.
We could find out, because if you want to focus on Wisconsin, then I like to do the research, because that just means that we'll have more links and more opportunities and more places to focus on. I mean, every county is going to be the same, to be honest. Like every county does have that feature where you can go in and you could research activity around it as sales history. Like every county does have it. It's just like knowing where to find that link at and which department it is, because some states will label it as assessor county office, and some places will just have it as property search records in Philadelphia. So it all depends on how they label it and like what department and what website link is on. Something that allows you to type in the address or like type in an APN or like a PIN number.
Okay.
Or like a case number, then that's going to be the opportunity to find stuff like this.
Okay.
So I just want to share because now the system is built around, like, now you have access to the seller leads, you'll have access to the buyer leads and all that stuff, and then like full setup automations. And that's what I'm doing for a lot of people in my community. Like I'm just trying to make the process easy, because these are like 9-to-5 people, like I mentioned before. Like they're all 9-to-5 people, or they're just trying to find something that works in real estate that's not going to cost them a monthly subscription.
Okay. Now, I mean, you said you can get these